Is your ex worth fighting for? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But first, my name is Clay with Modern Love Life, where we help you get the great loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you are not. Because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, do me a favor by giving this video a thumbs up and by subscribing to the channel while you're down there, hitting that bell icon next to it. I know that they make you jump through all these hoops, but it does help out the channel. I know that maybe about only a third of the people that watch these videos are actually subscribed to the channel, so it would really help me out if the remaining 2/3 of you subscribed, and if all of you hit that thumbs up button. It does help us out, really. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you do decide that your ex is worth fighting for, we do have a course called the Ex Solution Program. It walks you through the whole process of getting back together. I'll put a link to it down in the description box below this video. If it's right for you, cool, sign up. If it's not right for you, that's totally okay too. You can also help out the channel by hitting that thumbs up button. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, I know that there's a lot of schools of thought on this, especially online. You know, some people will say you should never, ever, ever try to get back together with your ex. They left you for a reason. You deserve better than that, all that sort of stuff. And then there's other people that have a different attitude about it too. And, after talking to people, I can totally see both sides. There's definitely times when it makes sense not to get back together with your ex, where, maybe the two of you just wanted different things in life, where it makes sense for the two of you to just go your separate ways, because even if the two of you did get back together, one of you would have to be miserable in order for the two of you to actually stay in a relationship. And in cases like that, yeah, it totally makes sense not to get back together. But there's also other situations too, where, maybe people are fighting to bring their family together. People are fighting to save a relationship that has been together for years or decades because of, and maybe it's had a difficult time because of some sort of misunderstanding or because of something like that can easily be corrected. But it's really a personal choice that you have to make for yourself. But here are some things to think about that might help you to decide if your relationship is worth fighting for or not. So the first thing is, can you be okay with your ex as the person that they are now? That is to say, is it okay that they have whatever they're dealing with right now? If they have like a mental illness or something like that, are you okay to be in a relationship with someone who maybe is depressed or maybe has, some sort of condition or something like that? If that's okay with you, then all right, that's green light. We can move on to the next step. But if that's not okay with you, if it's not okay with you to be in a relationship with someone who has depression or anxiety or some sort of mental health issue or something like that, then that's where you need to kind of stop and pause. Because for example, how you found someone is how they are likely to stay. Yes, your ex might be able to work through their issues of depression. They might be able to work through their mental health stuff. They might be able to work through other things that they might be going through, lack of motivation, being, out of shape, their health not being so great, career setback, business not going where they want it to go, or whatever. But these things are not necessarily going to unfold on your time frame. They're not going to necessarily unfold within whatever sort of window of time you'd like them to unfold. And so you have to basically assume how they are is how they are likely to stay. Can people change? Yes. Do people change? Yes. But your ex may not change and may not get their act together and may not pull things together in maybe the way that you'd like them to anytime soon. And even if they did change because of you, they'd probably just end up resenting you for some reason because of that. They'd say, oh, well, I didn't really want to do this, but you made me do this, or something like that. They have to change for themselves. They have to change because they want to change for themselves. And so we have to do the compassionate thing, which is to say, hey, if you're the kind of person that I can accept and be in a relationship with as you are right now, great, cool. If, on the other hand, you're not the kind of person that I can accept and be in a relationship with right now, for now at least, I have to do the loving thing and let you go. so that you can be in a relationship with someone who is going to love you for who you are. And I can be in a relationship with someone who is the right person for me, who I can love for who they are right now. And who knows? Maybe in a couple years or something like that, we can circle back and see if maybe you got yourself out of that funk, or got things going with your business, your career, or got that health thing figured out, or cut those toxic people out of your life, or whatever it might be. But for now, at least, this isn't the right thing for me. And that's something to keep in mind. Additionally, you also want to look at the values that each of you have as well too. Do you want to go the same way in life? Do you want the similar sorts of things in life? It doesn't have to be exactly 100% equal, but you want to have kind of similar values that are going to take you in a similar sort of way. So, for example, are both of you maybe adventurous and you want to go out and do interesting things in life, travel the world, do stuff like that? Or are you maybe more, security focused and you just want to live a nice, simple life in, whatever town and just keep a low profile? I know that was actually one of the issues between me and my, big ex, and that's why we ultimately didn't work out. It's because we came to the realization that, okay, for us to actually be in a relationship, one of us has to be miserable. I wanted to go out and try things and see the world and all of that, and she didn't want to do that. It's not to say that she's wrong or that I'm wrong or that I'm right or that she's right. It's just we just wanted different things, and we just weren't very good together because of that. And so you have to think about these sorts of things as well too. Do you want similar things in life? Do you have similar goals? Like maybe you want kids, maybe they don't want kids, maybe it's the other way around. Maybe both of you are past the age of having kids, and maybe he wants to retire in another country and you want to stay close to family or something like that. You have to start to think about these things. And again, you have to look at this and say, okay, can I accept them as the way that they are? Maybe things will change, maybe they'll have a value change or something like that. But we can't necessarily predict this. We can't let this happen on our time frame. This is going to have to be a choice that they make, a decision that they make, and it has to be one that comes from them on their time frame. And it might take years, it might take decades, if it's even going to happen at all. The thing is, I don't want you waiting around building contempt or resentment towards them for years or decades because they're not changing, or because they're dragging their feet about it, or them building contempt or resentment towards you because you're making them change, right? And so we have to think about these sorts of things. And so, is your relationship worth fighting for? That's really a choice you have to make. But I hope that this is giving you some sort of idea about some things to think about. And of course, I wouldn't not recommend that you try to get a relationship to work if there's abuse involved or anything illegal involved or something like that. If there's an underage partner or something like that, don't do that. I'm not here to encourage anyone to break the law or to be in an abusive relationship or anything like that. But this is a choice you have to make, and this is something that you have to kind of, if it is something that you want to do, if it is something that makes sense for you, then it's okay to dig your heels in a little bit. You don't have to listen to the advice out there that says, oh, breakups happen for a reason, never get back together with your ex, all that sort of stuff, okay? If you do want to learn more about how to connect more with your ex on an emotional level, if you have done this and you've decided that, hey, this is worth fighting for, then we do have a video series on what we call advanced relational skills. I'll put a video card for that up there in the corner. Check it out if it's right for you. But yeah, we also do have our course called the X Solution Program. It does take you through that whole process of rebuilding the emotional connection between you and your ex, rebuilding the trust, and allowing the two of you to find one another again. It's helped people for quite a while. We've been around. We've been in business since 2009, but the X Solution Program has been around since 2011, and we've updated it many times just to improve it based off of feedback and experiences that we've had with clients, and of course as technology improves as well too, because certain things are becoming more and more a prominent part of our lives these days, especially more than they were back in 2011. Anyway, if you want to learn more about that, there is a link for it down in the description box below. I'm not going to hard sell you on it. If it's right for you, you're welcome to sign up. If it's not right for you, no worries. But either way, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Speaking of which, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you might want to check out this video over here on advanced relational skills, this video playlist, or you might want to check out this video randomly selected by the YouTube algorithm that YouTube thinks you might like. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care, and I'll talk to you next time.